Hello my fellow crafters and welcome back to David's Craft Room. My name is David and I'm in my craft room. And I've got some exciting news to share with you. I have won the lottery! At least that's what I thought when I got an email from our Dutch postcode loterij. And it turned out that I've won, are you seated? I've won 2 boxes with 2 candle holders each. Yes, that was my prize. And they're boring. They're red, they're nice, but they're boring. So, hey, we've got a Cricut, we've got sparkly glittery vinyl. So let's turn these boring red lottery prize candle holders into something more fun and something more appropriate for Christmas. So that's what we're going to do today. Now I've already searched for an image to keep this video a bit shorter, but I will show you how I found it. I went to images while I was on my canvas and I've searched for the word Christmas pattern. And then you see a lot of different patterns, and the one I picked is somewhere down here, somewhere, this one. So that's what I did, and I've already got it placed on my canvas. Now this is way too big. I need my image to be 22 centimeters by approximately 5 centimeters. Now the first thing I want to do is take off this bit. As I'm going to go to shapes and take just a plain square. Then I'm going to unlock the aspect ratio by clicking on the lock and just make this longer and place that over the part that I don't want on there. Okay. The next step is I'm going to select both images, and I'm going to select both images by pressing down the left button on my mouse and drag over the two. And now you see they're both selected. You can see it here. You can also check that always in your layers panel, whether the 2 layers are selected. Next, I'm going to come to the bottom over here and click on slide. Now it has cut off, sliced off the top part. So these pieces are all detached from the main image now. Then I'm going to take this same shape, drag it down and place it over these ones. I want these to be gone as well. Drag over them again, so they're both selected, and in the layers panel you can now see which 2 layers are selected. It's important that only 2 layers are selected, because if I would, for instance, not have moved this and would have selected the 3, you cannot slice. You can only slice if you have 2 layers selected. So these can be gone anyway. Select both of them and hit delete. So next I'm going to select both of them, and slice has lighted up, so we can click on it, hit slice, and now this image is all separate and these can go in a bin. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the properties of this. It's still 22 centimeters wide now, but I want to change the height. And now you will see, because I took off that bit, it's going to be less distorted when I make it 5 centimeters high. There we go. And this is it. This is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're going to be cutting out. Quite simple. So I'm going to say duplicate, because I want 4 of them. There we have it. And now we are already ready to cut it out. Quick, easy and simple. This is what I love about being able to use the stuff that is in Access, and you can really, utilize that. Okay, I've got my Explorer 3 selected. I'm going to click on Make It. And next, Design Space is asking me, do I want to cut without a mat, on a mat, or multiple ways? I want to cut on a mat. And click on Done. Now I can see the 4 pieces fit on one mat, but I'm going to make it a bit easier for myself. I'm going to drag this down a bit and a bit more to the center. The reason for that is that it makes it easier for me to read the project out in a minute. Yes, I will waste a bit more material, but in this case, I don't mind that much. It just makes it easier because it's got a bit of a border around it. So that's why I do that. That's personal preference. You don't have to do that. Right, these are now on the mat where I want them. We don't have to mirror because it's not iron-on or HTV, so we can continue. Okay, now the Explorer 3 is connected to Design Space, so we will continue to select our materials. I'm going to click on Browse All Materials, and the material I'm going to use is a permanent vinyl, and it is called the Shimmer Vinyl. So what I will do, I'll type in shimmer and see what comes up. Because there are so many types of vinyl. There we go, premium vinyl shimmer. I'm going to select that. I click done. And I'm going to start with the default pressure. So next I'm going to go to my machine and load my mat. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, now this is the vinyl that I'm going to be using. It's the Cricut permanent vinyl, as I mentioned. It's a beautiful, beautiful, sparkly, but it has a sort of a velvety matte finish. I really like this vinyl, so I'm going to be using that. I've got my strong grip transfer sheet because trust me, you need a strong grip for this. It's a nightmare to get off the glass, but okay, you can't win it all, but you have to use strong grip because otherwise this stuff will not come off the backing. And I've got my green mat here that I'm going to be using to put on the vinyl. Now, as I said, I've won the lottery and this is what I've won. Yay! Sigh. It's a big box and I thought there were 3 in it, and then you open it up. There's 2. There's a lot of air. Why? But okay, I will take them out. They're quite nice though. It's free. You never should complain. They're quite nice. They're small, they're tiny, and they're boring, and that's why I want to change them. You get the gist. So I'm gonna put my vinyl on my green mat. Take off the protective sheet. I'm gonna put on my vinyl, and then I'm going to be cutting out the vinyl on my machine. I'll be back when that's done. Okay, we're back. The machine has cut it out. I think it's cut right through. This is the downside of this black vinyl, because you cannot see the cut lines. But that is something that, yeah, it comes with the job. You can't change anything about that. I've got a scraper tool here, and I will varnish it really well before I weed it. This way the things that might have cut loose will really be pressed down again. And then I'm gonna peel off this corner and start weeding it very slowly, keeping a close eye on everything, whether it's laying down the way it should be. And what will help is if you have the image from Design Space in front of you. So I will do that now. So just pieces that want to come up, press them back down again. And take your time. You don't have to move too quick. Really keep a close eye on what needs to come out and what not, because it's hard to see in this case. Just use your weeding tool to press out any of the things you that don't want to come up. Another tip I have is to keep your scissors at hand and cut off any of the excess vinyl every time, because that will really help to prevent you from sticking it down to small pieces that are still on there. So really take your time doing this. So I will continue doing this, and when done you will see me again. Okay, so this has weeded out perfectly. It took some doing, but just really take your time. And like here you see it's shifted a bit, just put it back in its place and press it down. But all in all, it was really well cut, but these these little tiny lines gave me a bit of a hard time at times, but in general I was happy with how it cut. So now it's time to add the transfer tape. But before I do that, I will turn this around and take the vinyl off the mat. So what I do, I turn it around and let gravity help. So I'm gonna take the vinyl off the mat of the vinyl and not the vinyl of the mat. So just slowly peel it off. And you see that it's cut through here. That's not the machine, that's what I did. I'll explain in a minute. There we go. Now what I did, I made cuts in between so I had less vinyl sticking to each other. That's just another workaround. Okay. Transfer tape. Let's do this. It's the strong grip transfer tape. That's with this glitter vinyl, you really need that, because otherwise you will not get it transferred to your transfer sheet. So I'm gonna peel this off, and I'm gonna start with the bottom one. Put it on. There we go. Just press it on. Take my scraper tool and varnish it on there, and really varnish. You really want this, especially with these little bits. Make sure that the transfer tape picks it up. Okay, next I'm gonna turn it around, take my transfer tape and slowly peel off the vinyl. I can see one little piece is staying. Just press it down again. And another one here. There we go. So everything is transferred now to the vinyl, and I can see I forgot to weed some bits. You see, I don't know if you can see. This way you can see the lines. Now, it's not a disaster. I can still do that. I can take my weeding tool and actually do it like this and peel it away. And now it's all nicely weeded. Oh, this stuff is sticky. I've got some 95% or 96% isopropyl alcohol in this spray bottle, and I'm gonna spray my candle holder. I have a lint-free cloth. Talking is hard at times. A lint-free cloth that I'm gonna use to take all my fingerprints and fat and stuff off there. Next I'm gonna take my two tools, put this there. So yeah, you can buy expensive tools for this, but this works, so why would you do that? And I'm gonna take my design and position it where I want it. Now this is a bit fiddly because I want you guys to see it, but I need to see it as well. So I'm gonna put this a bit lower so you can still see it. And then I will try not to put my head in the frame because I want to get this on there quite straight. There we go. I have to put it down now because it has parts of it have transferred, part hasn't. It's not completely straight, but hey, it's just in the end of the day it's handmade, right? Problem is as well that this is not 100% straight. So what you can do to work around that is make some cuts in your transfer sheet. And that will give you a bit of wiggle room. it'll have to do. It's a bit fiddly, but it's on there. I'm just really gonna varnish it with my fingers, and then I'm gonna take my tool and really varnish this vinyl on there. And then I'm gonna peel back the transfer tape. And it's all transferred on there. So there we have it. It's the first one done. Now doesn't that look a lot better than just a plain red, despite the fact it's crooketed some... We don't look at that, it's handmade. Boring, nice and sparkly and fun. Okay, I'm gonna do the others and I will show you the final result when I'm done. Okay, I'll be honest, this was a bit of a labor of love, but I love how they turned out. They are fun, they're shiny, they're sparkly, they're not straight. But hey, neither am I, so they fit. They're not straight on there. I can make a big fuss out of that, but in the end of the day, it's just for fun. And they look nice, they look cute. I think they are a lot better than just a plain red, and that was the whole point of it. This nice, sparkly, glittery vinyl on there. So this is the completed project. Now if you liked this video, please consider to subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. And that will really help me, so thank you for that. And I hope to see you for the next one. Thank you, bye!